When I was a kid, I begged video game developers to make more dual-stick shooters like Smash TV. And then, in the mid-2000s, they finally listened to me, thanks in large part to the success of Geometry Wars. Unfortunately, I did not heed the warning of the monkey paw, because suddenly there were far too many dual-stick shooters flooding the market, making me grow bored and sick of the very thing that I thought that I wanted. Now, all these years later, I'm back on board thanks to the excellent Kill Knight, a high-intensity, demon-filled shooter from a developer that started its life making Bible games for mobile phones. Boy, I hope you like horror-themed action games because I'm about to review Kill Knight by PlaySide Studios. Rise from your grave. No, we're not talking about Altered Beast, but rather the setup to Kill Knight. When a loyal knight is betrayed and banished to the abyss, he's resurrected as a desecrated corpse inside reanimated armor. Back and ready to kick ass, the Kill Knight only has one mission to complete: kill the last angel. Yeah, there's a story, but come on, that's not why you're here. All you're here to do is shoot demons in the underworld and earn high scores. Through 5 increasingly difficult levels of the Abyss, the Kill Knight will need to fight off wave after wave of enemies, all while staying alive and keeping the score multiplier going. You're trapped in a small area that's constantly changing shapes and adding new obstacles, all while a wide variety of extremely aggressive demons climb and warp into the stage. If you can somehow survive all of that, you'll move on to the next stage, which is somehow even tougher. The good news is that Kill Knight lives up to his name. Right off the bat, he's dual-wielding pistols that'll cut through the hordes of bad guys. He also has a powerful secondary weapon with limited ammo, like a shotgun. And what kind of knight would he even be if he didn't have a trusty sword for close quarters action? As you kill the crowds of bad guys, you'll want to hold down the trigger to suck up all the red orbs that they leave behind when they die. Doing this will quickly charge up your special move that'll take out dozens of enemies all at once. This move can be anything from a giant energy ball that rips through the group, to homing missiles that go after targets, to little orbs that end up bombing the level. Now, beyond being an absolute lifesaver by killing a large swath of enemies all at once, this special move is also the only way to earn health pickups. This is where you start to see how all the different kinds of attacks all feed into one another. You'll need to shoot demons to fill up a gauge to pull off a special move that'll earn your health back. Want to refill your secondary shotgun? Well, then you're going to need to cut through the horde with your sword. All this really helps to incentivize you to change up your attack, switching from melee to shotgun to just clearing everything out with a giant ball of energy. And there's actually more to the gameplay, if you can believe it. For example, there's a timing puzzle when you reload that can be played a couple of different ways. Depending on the button that you press, you either suck up a bunch of dropped items or you have a nice power boost for your guns. There's also a fun timing game that's associated with your sword that can take out a massive enemy with just one counter strike. And as you dash around the level, sucking up red orbs and not getting hit, you'll actually power up the Kill Knight, making your life so much easier. There are also points that you can earn from each game that allow you to buy new weapons and swords and equipment. Look, with so much going on, both with the gameplay and on screen, it actually took a few games for Kill Knight to really click with me. I kept wanting to play it like Smash TV or Geometry Wars, but that won't get you very far. You really do need to incorporate all the different moves and techniques into the gameplay just to survive, even on the easiest difficulty. But once it all clicks, though, there's nothing better. This is one of those shooters that makes you feel like the ultimate killing machine. Sure, you may eventually die, but when you're dashing around this stage playing with the enemies, oh, you feel unstoppable. That really is the big difference between Kill Knight and games like Smash TV and Geometry Wars. In most dual-stick shooters, there's always that feeling that you could die at any time. Kill Knight, on the other hand, gives you more than enough moves and attacks to take on any situation. So, I guess what I'm saying is that you really only have yourself to blame when you die. Death is not inevitable, though don't get too cocky because this really is a tough little shooter. Although not as flashy as many games in the genre, I really like the way the stages are constantly changing and adding new ideas. Every single stage has its own batch of fresh obstacles to overcome, such as laser beams, spinning blades, proximity bombs, and spike traps. And I also like how you can use them to take out a bunch of your enemies all at once. There are times when Kill Knight starts to feel a whole lot like a bullet hell shooter, while other times it's more about holding the rushing enemies at bay. And since the levels are constantly changing around you with each new wave, you're gonna need to stay on your toes because you never know what's gonna come next. Look, when it comes to pure action, Kill Knight is one of my favorite games of the year. This is almost everything that I want from a dual-stick shooter. It gives you just enough lore to make you care about the world, all while filling the screen with an impressive variety of demons to kill. It's a dark and atmospheric shoot-'em-up that is every bit as tense as it is action-packed. It's also the kind of shooter that actually gets better the more you master the different techniques and the surprisingly deep gameplay. Kill Knight is a game that's gonna spend a long time humbling you. But don't worry, you'll eventually be the one having the last laugh. Kill Knight is dual-stick perfection. While it may not be the most original game of the year, this action-packed shooter is easily one of the most exciting. This is a deceptive game full of techniques to master and weapons to unlock. Once everything clicks into place, you'll confidently dash around the ever-changing stages, killing the nastiest demons the Abyss can throw at you. Kill Knight is atmospheric, brutal, and so much fun. This is a game for anybody who's been looking for a little bit more depth from their dual-stick shooters. Hey, thanks for watching my review. If you liked what you saw here, then you should know that we post new reviews and features almost every day. Now, here's the question I have for you. What's your favorite dual-stick shooter? Look, I'm not gonna lie, I spent a lot of time playing this game wanting to see a Smash TV sequel that has as much depth and technique as Kill Knight. I'd buy that for $1. Alright, let me see your picks in the comments below. In other news, we'll be back tomorrow with a huge announcement. We're gonna tie it into the recently announced Electronic Gaming Monthly Compendium, so you're definitely gonna want to stick around for that. While you wait, I strongly recommend you click that subscribe button and support what we're doing here. Until then,